Okay, one thing about me is I don't normally get into the mess with things, but this just with the mess thing, I've been seeing this coming. I've been seeing this coming, and I'm going to start right here by saying I have been listening to the Breakfast Club for a minute now. I stopped for a little while when Angela Yee left, and then when Jess Hilarious came on, I started again, listening here and there. Now, when she went out on her maternity leave, I know she says she hand chose Lauren LaRosa, right? So this is the young woman who's been filling in and doing an excellent job. This is the voice that I've been hearing speak behind the whole conservatorship conversation with Wendy Williams that's been going on the Breakfast Club. But let me tell you today, Jess Hilarious, Jess with the mess, who the segment is named after, went off on Instagram Live. And she basically exposed it all. She said that she hand chose Lauren LaRosa to fill in her spot while she's on maternity leave. Well, I can kind of relate to that because I went through something similar many years ago at my old job. And guess what? Old girl that I chose to fill in my spot, guess what? She came for that spot. She wanted it. Kind of like what Jess is going through right now. Jess says she's been coming back. I guess she's coming back from what's said via Zoom to the Breakfast Club. They were saying she's not really coming into the office like that. She's coming in through Zoom. But that's because she's claiming that she felt the weirdness, the tension with Lauren LaRosa. She's coming back to work from her maternity leave and like, why is Lauren still here? Why is she still in the room? She says, Jess says she questioned the higher ups many times. Why is she still here? Like that was my choice, the person to fill in for me while I'm on maternity leave, but she's still in the room. What's the deal? She was told this woman was the producer now, or going to be a producer. Jess said on the IG Live, okay, well, no producer has ever sat in during the live radio show. So I can see how that would be awkward. I've never been in radio, so I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just saying what I heard, okay? So allegedly, I can see how that would feel weird, right? Now, this is what I can say. I have been listening again because I wasn't really interested in too much until the Wendy Williams segments had started. Now, once they started talking about the Wendy Williams conservatorship and all of this that's going on, her being kept in this exclusive uppity prison, what does she call it? An upscale prison or something like that, and the memory ward where she really doesn't have a memory issue. That's when I started listening in. And one thing I can tell you about listening to a show without visually watching it is you're going to pick up on things that aren't typically picked up on. So if I'm watching a program, right? Like I'm watching myself right here. I'm maybe going to be like, okay, I noticed this girl's hair. I noticed this in the back, that there, maybe her facial expressions. But if you're listening, you can pick up on tones in people's voices. You can pick up on little, side remarks. Maybe you can pick up on a little bit of holding your breath before you answer something or just tension. You can pick up on tension in the room. And that's what I picked up on. During these segments where they were talking about the Wendy Williams conservatorship, and there's, all the voices going on. There's Charlemagne, there's DJ Envy, there's Lauren, there's Jess with the mess, Jess Hilarious. I felt the tension. I felt something off between Jess and Lauren. And I didn't think it was like Jess because she has always come across to me like a girl's girl. Like she kicked it off really good with Claudia Jordan. Like she's worked well with other females in the past. So I thought it was kind of odd that I'm sensing this awkwardness and I really felt it. Okay. And I'm just saying, I am good at picking up on awkwardness, but I did feel it. I even sense that, and I don't know Lauren, and I will say this, she sounds extremely professional and she is doing a wonderful job. But I can say that I felt a little bit of antagonistic remarks, or maybe Lauren would say something during the Wendy Williams interview that they have weekly, checking in with Wendy, how's she doing, how you doing. I hope she's doing well because I am invested in, Wendy Williams is an icon. So when they would be speaking to her, I could hear Lauren like really taking the lead on the conversation as far as the female hosts are going. And I really didn't hear Jess saying too much. And since I'm listening, not watching, excuse my hair, I'm like, something's off. Something is off. And I knew I felt it. I knew it. Well, something was off because Jess went off on Instagram Live tonight and she exposed it all. She said she handpicked Lauren to fill in during her uh, maternity leave, okay? Handpicked her. Basically told the bosses, like, this is the girl to do it. This is the girl for the job while I'm gone, okay? Well, she's back now. And the girl is still there. She hasn't left. When I told you guys I went through something similar, it's because I did. I handpicked a girl who was just underneath me, not under me, but you know what I mean. I was the manager of an area. When I came back, old girl was still there. She was coming for my head. She wanted that position, but she tried to play nice, right? She tried to do the same kind of thing, in my opinion. And she's like, oh no, I'm just looking at, I'm looking to get another, position like yours, but at another cosmetic counter. That's what it was then. It was only because I found a paper I was not supposed to see that I knew that was a lie. And because I put my good sense to work and could smell BS when I heard it, this girl she was trying to get one over on me. So a piece of paper is faxed in the office, which all of us counter managers back at the time would have to go back, get our faxes, right? Well, turns out this fax came through, was supposed to go to the department manager. But because I saw my name on it, I happened to pick it up. This is going to be relevant because it makes sense in the end. This paper says my name, right? Due to the inevitable situation of my maternity leave being extended, so-and-so would fill my spot if needed to be, and was perfectly willing to do so and had already signed some paperwork saying they were ready. Same girl that I put in line to fill in for me had already signed paperwork to take my job and was trying to play me on the side. Ladies, we have to be careful who we put in a position of power. That was not my friend. And I thought it was. I was young and dumb. And I put her in a position to step on my toes. And I know that now. Did I let her? No. I had my job still. I did not back down. Am I saying that Jess should back down, or that's backing down if Lauren stays and she leaves? No. Do whatever makes you happy. That is far above my pay grade. These are people that have a really big personality, and it's far above just a department store job like I had. But that was my job. You know what I mean? That's how I made my living. I was the head of the household. So Jess has said this girl is sitting in on every episode that she's on. Higher ups have said, oh, she wants to be a producer, this, that, the other. Then why is she only sitting in when it's Jess with the mess time? Sounds to me like she's coming for that position, right? That's what it sounds like to a lot of people. Jess came off very mad during that IG live, and I think she has a right to be. I think she does. Now, is it going to look good when she maybe tries to come back to work and she's already kind of piped off like she does. I mean, she's from Baltimore. She's going to say what she wants to say. That's one thing she's not going to hold back, right? And I respect it. I also respect the fact that the young woman that's doing the job has done an excellent job while there. She's well spoken, she's polished, she talks well with Wendy. She really chops it up with her during those Wendy segments. And that, remember, I said that's the only thing that pulled me back into watching or listening to the Breakfast Club again, was those Wendy Williams segments, because I had already basically tuned out for a while. But I wanted to see what's going on with Wendy and how she's doing. So, with that said, this is what I'm going to say. I can understand Jess getting in her feelings about helping to put this woman in a position of power, which that's what you're doing. If you put her name out there to take your position while you're on maternity leave, you basically handed that over. And that's why, ladies, we have to be careful about who we hand over those strings to our position to, because not everybody's just going to hold your spot. Okay. And I'm just going to say it. A lot of females aren't going to hold your spot. They're going to come for your spot. And I believe that's what's happened here. Now, what Jess does from here on out, who knows? I believe she's got a personality big enough to do whatever she wants to do with it. I believe that the young woman who is doing this spot right now, Lauren Lorenzo, I believe. Forgive me if I misspoke. Yeah, Lauren. She's doing wonderful as well. I think she worked for TMZ before. She's probably been in radio and other things for a long time, doing different positions. She'll do well. She may end up there. Jess also said when she confronted higher ups at the Breakfast Club, they told her, oh, well, we've always thought about adding a fourth spot. Well, that was never the case before. But all of a sudden, when she hits them up and is confronting them, what's up with old girl? She's still here. She's still here. This is what they try and pull on her. Then, let me throw this in there before I sign out. Charlamagne tells Jess, just go along with it. Just play the part, basically. She said she had told this girl, Lauren, stop cutting me off. Like in a kind of sort of polite way for Jess anyways. Don't cut me off no more. Well, Charlamagne tells Jess, don't tell her like that. Tell her, shut up. So he's wanting to antagonize that. Well, most of us that work in an industry that thrives on drama and chaos know that that's a whole storyline. Here we go. This is going to be viral probably right now because of this very thing. Charlamagne is telling Jess, keep that going. Keep that same energy. Tell her to shut up. Tell her this, tell her that, keep it going, because this is going to get them ratings. And it will. And look at me. I'm talking about it, and I don't even talk about this stuff. I'm only talking about it because I experienced something similar. And that is what I am here to tell you, ladies. Be careful who you hand your purse strings over to, because they will not always want to hand them back to you, ladies. With that said, I wish the best for both of these women. I wish them the best, but don't let anybody at that radio station or these men play you for a fool. Get your bag, get your check, get home to your family, your kids, and make a day of it. Don't let nobody play you for a fool. Say what you got to say, and peace out.